Welcome to yet another bonus episode on Let's Play Battlefield 1942 and yet another Berlin bonus episode. I think I've done pretty much every possible variation on this, but I'm going in as an engineer, which is weird in and of itself, and I'm an engineer on the Axis side. And one thing I haven't shown all that much, despite all of my engineering, is this little method with the X-Packs of placing them around the flag. And then if you see the flag go gray on your radar, no matter where you are on the map, you can detonate them, because the detonator has unlimited range. So that's a very common and useful method of protecting a flag. Hopefully whoever's trying to capture it would get caught in the blast radius. Now an engineer can defuse X-Packs if an engineer happened to be the one who came across that flag. Unlike in Battlefield 2, where the C4 packs cannot be picked up by anyone. But typically, if someone comes across a flag like that, it's going to be someone in a medic or assault class, or possibly even a vehicle. Now the engineer rifle, of course, is nothing compared to all the machine guns and stuff that you're going to see on this map. Not a whole lot of long-range action, but you can kind of hang back a little bit and pick people off. Just throw them off their game and weaken them. And if they get really pinned in, you can possibly get a good tank steal like this. And I'll actually possibly be able to use the primary use of using an engineer on this map, which is a very rare sight, but you can take a tank and you can repair it. Alright, we've actually got control of both of the Russian tanks and the German tank as well. We've got all the tanks. So, yeah, things could get pretty rough for the Russians. Already it's looking like this is going to end up like that first Berlin episode I did a long time ago, when we just camped them in their main base for the entire time. I can definitely see that happening. Now the trick, of course, is you want to get some distance between you and the enemy, because they're going to be coming at you with the bazookas. And try to find different little things to aim your splash damage against, so you can get the nooks and crannies. The machine gun, of course, is very useful, since it's so accurate. I'm actually getting more kills with the machine gun on this tank than with the cannon itself. Alright, now I'm way down on health on this tank, so I'm just going to back up a bit. And as you can see, it did not take very long for me to be in need of repair. I think the orange coloring on this tank indicates that it's a Russian heavy tank. I don't really know all the differences or how much of a difference there is between the light Russian tanks and the heavy Russian tanks, because you really don't see that much in the way of Russian tanks on this game. There's only a couple maps the Russians even take part in. And I think on Kharkov, I know that there aren't any heavy Russian tanks. And I don't believe Stalingrad has them either, so I guess the only other map that would have a heavy Russian tank would be the Battle of Kursk. Just in case Russian managed to get that tank, just soften it up a bit and they'll easily win the tank duel. This is already looking like a very painful round for the Russians. When they're getting all these deaths to some guy who spawned in as an engineer, you know they're in trouble. I guess there's not a whole lot to say, although I do have to give credit to the German and the APC who's driving all the way up to the flag. That definitely indicates a level of confidence in the German performance on this map when someone takes the APC all the way to the flag. Russian tried to break out there with the tank, but there's all these... I think the German guy just committed suicide jumping out the window. If you're in that little window area, you can only aim at people facing directly outward, so you can't get the people who are right inside the main. You can only get them as they're trying to cross the road, so I guess the guy was trying to get a better angle, and he just angled himself out of the window. Yeah, it's always nice if you can steal the Russian tanks. That's the one thing they've got going for them at the beginning of the round, is they got 2 tanks versus your 1. And if you steal them, oftentimes that can really just drain their morale. They won't even try to come out the front, they'll try to go out the side route. But our infantry have been doing a really good job, although we haven't been able to see them really blocking up that route. And we've also been repeatedly stealing their other tank as it's been spawning in. A ridiculous number of kills with the coaxial machine gun on this tank. I can't really say anything kind about their aim with those bazookas at range. And that's going to be it. I almost feel guilty posting this up, but I am technically a German engineer on Berlin, which is a rarity, and that'll do it for this episode. See you next time.